Good morning. Geography, ninth standard. We will go with a lesson term urbanization. What is urbanization? We call it city, town, or apart from villages where people on large scale resides. Here also we find that the people living in urban centers are the people working in secondary or tertiary sector. That means these are the people who are not working in primary sector. Now primary, secondary and tertiary. Primary sector is totally dependent on nature. For example, agriculture. For example, fishing, mining, lumbering and so on. Secondary, where the production goes for raw material, goes for a change and a finished product is made. We call it industrialization. And third, the most important or in which people are largely engaged nowadays is service sector. Third one. Here, neither people invest nor they produce anything. But the services they render are the sources of their income. And this sector, the third sector, is increasing very fast. Now we will study urbanization in India. In history, we study about the 5-year plan. 5-year plan, particularly the second 5-year plan, in which industrialization was boosted, in which industrialization was given most importance, slowly changed the tide of the world, or particularly as far as India is concerned. Along with the second 5-year plan, India also adopted mixed economy. We have studied this. Mixed economy was that in which socialism and capitalism both work together. Capitalism, private sector; socialism, totally government or based for the working community. When both the socialism and the capitalists came together to build a new India, definitely it was not evident that changes will occur. India has a long history of Indian civilization, Sindhu Sanskriti, or we can say even related to agriculture. All the civilizations of the world in the beginning were totally dependent on agriculture, that is nature based. Slowly, when it converted into other parts, the most important occupation after agriculture became military, army, in which kings of the world provided employment for the people as soldiers. And from then onwards, slowly, we call it barter system in India, bara balutedari, created occupational trends. But this is all in villages. Village, a small area in which people resides and carry on their own functions or activities to satisfy their daily needs. Accordingly, we have to understand that this agriculture setup in primitive India or in old means we can go up to 1750. After that, commercialization of crop came, or with the advent of Britishers, commercialization of crop comes to India, and slowly traditional farming becomes commercial. As far as history is concerned, you have studied about the indigo tree plantation, also studied about textile industries, and cash crop was given importance by the Britishers. So naturally, with the changing trend, people of India also shifted from their traditional agricultural setup towards new that was favorable for the Britishers. But this has its impact on the cultural ties of the nation, that is India. We are studying urbanization. In urbanization, we have to understand that the main centers or the city as we call it, big centers, towns, cities, were very few, even during 1850s to 1950. And after the independence, 1947 or 1950, from where the Indian Constitution starts, first plan was totally dedicated to agriculture or largely dedicated to agriculture. After that, along with agriculture, industrialization was also given the boost, and this slowly started changing the Indian trade of agriculture and villages. Definitely, we have to understand that the villages of the nation were totally self-sufficient. Now, because of the changes and people moving towards the city life, this trend of self-sufficiency started to change. Also, there are certain other reasons. One, when we study about the first census after the 5-year plan, that is the third 5-year plan which was to be implemented in 1961, population of India, that is 17.79 or near about 17.80 as we call it, of people of India were urban people. These peoples live in urban centers, cities as we call them, and the centers of the settlements were 2270. म्हणजे शहरं जर त्यावेळेला 1961 मध्ये सॉरी 1961 मध्ये भारतातील शहरांची संख्या जर पाहिली तर छोटी मोठी शहरं पण शहर ग्रामीण भाग नाही 2270 होते. हळूहळू वाढत गेले. Slowly all of them started to increase, and as we move further we come to know that in 1971 the percentage increased to 90.11%. Now this tells us that there was an increase. Though the plans increased according to the 3570 near about 3570 near about or 3576 approximately were the centers. Now this tells us that people living in agricultural sector, people living in villages started to move towards city life. Now this 10 years increase and the cities in number also started to increase. Now first it was 2000, now it is 3000. Now this tells us that in India urban centers started to grow since beginning, that is from 1961 onwards. And when we come to the last census, the latest census of India, 2011, 37% of the people of India, 37% or more, 37.07% people of the India lives in 7,935 or near about 8,000 cities. Now this is the real change we have to understand from 1950s to 2011. This is something which we have to understand, and the main reason is 1999 when India adopted a new economic plan. Means accordingly, as India accepted the new economic plan in 1911, 25.72% of the people that were in agriculture in 1961 to 17.79 increased towards the city life, and it was now 25.72, making the city centers 3,600 and more. 3,600 and more, or 3,600 and approximately we call it, means near about 5. But this tells us that from there, that is 99 to 2001 and 2001 to 2011, in just 20 years, the figure doubled. This is something where the urbanization of India grew rapidly, very fast. Reason was similar. One, this is where free economic policy, we call it also globalization, was accepted by India. The then Prime Minister P.V. Narasimha Rao. Manmohan Singh became the finance minister who brought India a global trade, or even we can call it open or free market economy. Because of this, companies all over the globe started flooding Indian markets. They started investing money in India. We call it foreign exchange. And all this slowly converted into new economic growth, or people started getting employment, and people started gathering at the centers wherever they need or they got employment. people where they were got the employment, the area where they started living slowly started to increase. That means, for example, first this was Akola. First this was Akola. Slowly the centers at Akola were having some farms or some factories. Now people from adjacent areas also started to come into Akola and they started moving in the city. Now all these people started coming to Akola, slowly got jobs at these centers. Now because of this, the people who started coming here, now how the train changes. The people who started coming here and working, for example, these are industries, and this is old Akola, main city. Now as the people started coming and working here, the employed people, those who got the jobs in these centers, the employed persons started moving towards the city life, giving education to their children. The other thing is that why people move towards city life as they get money or as their economic prospers, because there are many facilities, doctors, electricity, road, schools, bazaar, shopping, marketing, everything is available. Even entertainment, sports, all these things are easily available at the city places. So naturally, the trend or the tendency of the people starts moving to the city life. All these people who were otherwise coming from the villages to work in the factories, after getting better salary, started shifting towards the city or started sending their children towards the city. Keep it in mind, we are studying from 61, 71 to 2011. Even we can say 2021. But while doing so, slowly the trend in agriculture, the people working in agriculture now started shifting towards industries. We know that industrial development corporations were set up. Industrial development corporations were set up. In Maharashtra, it is known as Maharashtra Industrial Development Corporation, MIDC. Now, this MIDC provided employment to many people. Not all were educated, not all were the skilled laborers, but they learned. To provide skilled laborers, educational qualifications or educational setups were started. ITI, IIT definitely is the one of the supreme educational institute of India, but ITI, that was after 10th, was set up, and this provided technicians to the industrial development corporations all over India. Because of this, children after 10th got employed, and these technical persons who learn at the base level or basic levels got easy availability of the job in the Industrial Development Corporation. Because we are in Maharashtra, we call it MIDC. Now, Maharashtra Industrial Development Corporation, these corporations were set up. Along with this, we have to understand now. What we have to understand, that because of this, the people started coming and living in the city, so number of schools increased. Because people comes here, number of shops increased. Because people were ready to purchase everything in the city life as they did not have anything but just money, so bazaar came into being, markets prospered. The exchange of goods, buying and purchasing, buying and selling, all these activities increased manifold. And because of this, the economy that rotate the money makes many people easy availability of employment. This easy availability of the employment or services, we call it. Easy availability of the employment started shifting people from agriculture towards city life, urban centers. There are certain definitions. We will see how or what is the urban center. In urban center, there are certain rules and regulations. First, try to understand. First and foremost, सबसे important जो है, 75% of the people, particularly male, 75% people of the area must be non-working agriculture. कोई भी activities की तो चलती, दुकानदार भी चलते, मतलब any activity not agriculture. not agriculture. Second, population must be more than 5,000. Now the number increases more than 50,000. अब उसमें एक मतलब बहुत सारी चीजें इसमें बदलते गई है और उसमें से एक सेंटर ऐसे आया है कि 8 up to 17 number of the ward members is gram panchayat. So if gram panchayat is converted to be into nagar panchayat, that is the first step towards urbanization, the ward members must be more than 18 or more than 18. In Akola district, we find such bigger centers, Hiwarkhed, Balshidakri, and there are some others also, some other meaning. But these are the centers which slowly get culminated into or change into urban center. Yet they are gram panchayats or they were gram panchayat. Shegao near Akola is also Nagar Panchayat. Mahabaleshwar is Nagar Panchayat. That means residential population is less, but people coming here and working with other activities which is non-agricultural activities, number is increasing. And because of the increasing in number, people who are not working in agriculture sector are now more than 75%. So they are converting into one other side we have to understand as far as Akola is concerned. First, Akola was Nagar Palika, Akola Nagar Parishad. But in 1999 it was converted to Mahanagar Palika. Now this Mahanagar Palika, again as soon as Mahanagar Palika area increased, again now in 2015 onwards the new areas were merged. But because of this, we can understand that now, for example, Akola and adjacent Akola, that is Umri, Shivni, here Khadki, Dapki, and so on, Bhaurat. Now, these areas which were not the part of Akola, Pachmori, which were not part of Akola, and all these were Gram Panchayat. This was Gram Panchayat, this was Gram Panchayat, this was Gram Panchayat, Gram Panchayat, Gram Panchayat are now part of Akola. New Akola we can call it. We can call it New Akola. Now, accordingly, if we try to understand, the Akola which we in the beginning was so small, slowly engulfed itself into the MIDC area and now in this way. So, area is increasing. Why is it so? The main reason for this is, as if we go with the chapter, we come to know that in the beginning there is a story of a boy and his father. A boy is a graduate. He wants to work in the field as also have, because of his education, have an idea of the changing trends. And now he gets the permission or he seeks the permission of his father to move towards other areas for working, for employment. When father asks him to work in the fields, he gives the reason why he wants to move towards industries forward, and tells that in the coming years an industry will be set up on the outskirts of the village. Maybe, definitely it will be an agricultural farmland which will be converted into a factory or an industry. Now, because of this, people from various areas, maybe the manager, the directing body, the people who are responsible for handling the machinery, or we call them the skilled technicians, are not the people available in village. So they will be hired from somewhere else. They will come and reside in that area. For them, certain new activities will be needed. For example, school will be set up. For example, small market. To understand this more easily, we can take the example of Paras, the electricity generating center in Paras. Because of many engineers or engineers colonies made available there. So the children of these people who are gaining better income sources are the people who slowly wants their children to get better education. And for that, they are ready to send their children from Paras to Akola. After a span of time, some people comes to know that people going from Paras, children going from Paras to Akola for education can be provided the same education with the same fundamental necessities. So KG1, KG2 or even primary centers, schools started there. This school get better reputations because of the people who were having ability to pay with the better payment capacity. Now, this is the main center how village converts into urban center. Rural area or village converts into city. Now, try to understand this also. In the beginning, when we speak about Akola, Akola was also in the beginning, in 1960s or 70s. It was not the same as it is today. But with the changing terms, with the changing tide, or with the changing economic policies of the government, and particularly, especially after 1991, one comes to know that there was a specific change. Just in 10 years, near about 12% people shifted from agriculture towards urban centers. Now, this change definitely has increased again. Now, those people who were only 25% up to 1991 suddenly converted themselves to 37%, that is 12% people moved from agricultural areas for urban centers. Now, this makes us understand that the villages that were more in India now converted into urban centers. For example, when we study about this, slowly you can understand that children living in Umri area will never tell that they are in Umri areas. Because though they were Gram Panchayat, now there is no Gram Panchayat. The area is occupied or mix up with Akola Mahanagar Palika. With the time, similarly, all these areas becomes a part and parcel of the city. And now, all these centers becoming a part of Mahanagar Palika, Mahanagar Palika will provide all the amenities in that area. Roads will be constructed, electricity will be provided, water, potable water as we call it, through pipelines will be provided. Some entertainment parks will be installed in those areas. Apart from that, many other, and even because the people are living there who are non-agricultural centers, now people of the non-agricultural centers, many people other than agricultural activity will come and settle down there. For example, first the doctors, the shopkeepers for various grocery shops. Apart from that, the schools. For the schools, again, there will be certain centers who will provide all these amenities. And in this way, the people will start moving or entering into this area on a large scale. Slowly, all these sectors will be taken into consideration, and all the amenities which are other than the part of main center Akola will also be installed in these areas. Now, these areas, once the older people can easily confirm that, can easily understand that these were the Gram Panchayats, now part of Akola. As time will move on within 8 to 10 years or a decade, these centers will totally flourish as urban centers. Now, this is where India is losing its identity of the land of villages. Keep it in mind, India was known as a country of villages. About 5 lakh villages were there during 1950s. Now they are slowly on the verge of extinct as because of the good educational facilities and more better amenities in the centers. People are moving from village towards urban centers. Education becomes the most important sector of the child life. And because of that, people from villages are sending their boys, girls towards city life to get educated. These educated students are not ready to work in agriculture as they were in the prior or the first generations took it as the main occupational center as agriculture. It is not the case today. The family having 1, 2, 3, at least having more than one son starts moving towards the city life. Only one is required for agriculture, and nowadays even no one is ready to work in agriculture. It is because of the government policies that best standard of living is in urban areas. These urban areas are also defined according to the population they are having. A center of 50,000 center more than 1 lakh, 2 lakh, 5 lakh, 7 lakh, or even more than 10 lakh. Cities like Mumbai, Delhi, Kolkata, Hyderabad, Chennai, Bengaluru are near about more than 50 lakh or 1 crore. Mumbai having population of more than 1 crore now divided into Palghar, Thane, Palghar and Mumbai. So Mumbai is a city which is heavily populated. Delhi also, from being a national capital, people all over the country are residing in Delhi. Definitely it's a national capital and we can understand due to various reasons, but whatever the reason may be, agriculture is not given a predominant place when urbanization comes. In urbanization, secondary and tertiary sectors are flourishing at the most. All these people living in the city life are not from the original places. That means when we speak about these names, that may be Umri, Dapki, Bhaurat, Khadki, Shuni or Pachmori, definitely they are the inhabitants of these areas. But with the increase in trend of urbanization, in the increase in the trend of city, other people from some other parts, or we can say the talukas or even adjacent district, comes here to reside, and all cannot get the place in central part of Angola. So they start living at the border or outskirts, and from here they come and go. For coming and going, they have the vehicles. So small occupational system starts arising. Because of the vehicles, punctures, petrol pumps, even the smaller hotels, chai, tapri, or even panwalas as we call them, all these centers are located at a specific, we call it a square or chowk. In these chowkis, as these are, people come there for refreshment, and from here starts making of a new center. These are the main reasons why centers are flourishing in India. Particularly, we have to understand, we have to means get the idea that in agriculture, the investment is more, outcome is less. Also, it takes a long span. The crop that is being yielded and comes to the farmer's house after near about 3 months. In secondary and tertiary sector, though not exactly like the agriculture, but in secondary sectors, after the flourishing of the or after the coming of a product, once the product is being produced, it moves to a market, and there is a span. We always sell a product on MRP, that is maximum retail price. Maximum. That means how much profit is there, one never knows. But this is not the case with agriculture. So, understanding all these logics, people are turning towards urban centers. And the main reason is health, education, water supply, electricity, better living standards. Better living standard. But accordingly, as time moves on, we come to know that there are also areas in the cities also which are facing some problems. Because of the ever increasing number, as we spoke about, near about 1 crore or more than 50 lakh people are residing in certain cities of India which are heavily packed. All over India, we find many cities, near about 100 or more than 100 cities in India are having 50 lakh plus population. Now, this population puts stress on many of the resources. These resources indiscriminately being in use have its ill effects also. And this is the beginning of pollution. May it be air pollution, water pollution, apart from that, many others. And slowly, in the name of better living, in the name of better standard of living, in the name of city life, in the name of health and hygiene, indiscriminate use of natural resources or misuse of natural resources is being done. For example, heavy traffic load puts pressure on petroleum products, and in turn, because of the heavy use of petroleum products, pollution increases. lead, sulfur are some of the ingredients which increase in number, and this in turn gives rise to disease. For the disease, doctors, hospitals are to be established, and these doctors and hospitals, in other sense, makes use of various types of medicines. For making of the medicines again, there is a pressure on natural commodities, that is natural resources, may it be Ayurveda or even chemical components, we call it allopathy. Nowadays, naturopathy, yoga are given more importance just to avoid all these things. But one has to understand that when we speak about urbanization, urbanization have its many positive impacts. At the same time, it's also causing pollution, or it's also causing menace. Because of this, one has to understand that if we move through the railways or by roadways to any metropolitan city, in the beginning we are always welcomed by the Jhopalpatti area, slums we call it. In India, in Mumbai, Dharavi is the biggest slum area of Asia. Many means we can say that many of the cities of the world do not have the population. That population resides in Dharavi. There are many more centers in India which are the same. It's not only in Dharavi, it's not only for Mumbai that the slum area is here. Slums are available all over the nation, or even we can say over the Asia or the world, wherever big cities are. This is because of migration. People move from one place to another and does not have any residential commodities there. So they try their best to reside wherever they find the placement. They adjust themselves, and that is the beginning of the struggle to live a life. This life in turn as faces many of the problems. Menace is created for them. For example, with the rainy season, waterlogging becomes the main reason. If it was in winter, then severe cold becomes the main problem. In summer, the heat waves are created. All this affects poor more. Nowadays, we consider that population is divided into three parts, that is the rich, the middle class and the poor class. But the people who are largely affected with the changing trends of the climate or because of the migration are the people who are poor enough. And these people are easily or soft targets of many of the diseases. This disease, to overcome, government or many social organizations play a major role. Definitely, that is true. But we have to understand that as people move from villages towards city life, they do not have all living facilities. So, in the beginning, only a man, a person from that family comes, slowly gets a job, starts settling down there, and then brings his family to the city. But keep it in mind, the main reason for the increasing in number of the urbanization is education, skilled labor. Apart from that, the mechanism of the economy that was shifted from mixed economy or protected economy of India towards open free market, and suddenly multinational companies started pouring their money into India. Many people started getting job, and in the attraction of city life, people started moving towards. This in return causes many of its ill effects. These ill effects we will try to understand in our next lecture. Thank you. Hope after reading the text you will understand what exactly urban centers are and how they increase in number in India. Thank you.